Mobility, flow, and balance. One of my favorite class designations. Grab your book to start with. You will be needing your book. You will need your broomstick or your PVC pipe. I mean, a towel would suffice too if you didn't have a broomstick or a PVC pipe, but starting with your book. The smaller your book, the easier the balance is for keeping the book on your head. So you may have to experiment with a couple of different sizes of books before you find the book that actually really works for your level of control. Oh, okay, here we go. Release the arms, walk around your space. Let your body settle in, mobility, flow, and balance. You're going to feel like you're doing a little work today. Some of what you're going to feel is going to seem like it's way too easy. And how could that possibly be considered like therapeutic, good for you, worth your time and investment? And that is what I think is part of my specialty, is trying to retrain our thoughts about, or thoughts and beliefs about, how hard do we need to work our body. Come into your space that you want to stop and reference from. And we're just going to pause, put the side edges of your big toes together, let your heels separate. Okay. Pelvic tilt. As you pelvic tilt, I want you to imagine that someone's standing behind you. They have their hands around your waist, and as you pelvic tilt, they gently pull you back a little bit, almost to the point where your, say, your pinky toe and your fourth toe want to lift off the floor. Don't go any further than that, okay? And then keep trying to zip up deeper. Pause. Shoulder rolling. You know, when we do our gentle little warm-ups in other classes without the book, and we go into our shoulder circles and our arm circles, right? Like, there are times when I'm like, man, we should just throw the book on our head and see how many movements in class can we actually incorporate the book. Pick one arm. Let that arm kind of start having this extension away from the body, so long as the shoulder feels good. And as you come up, if the arm can track way away from you, so long as the shoulder rises and then on the trailing aspect settles back down, that's important. If when you get your hand further away from your body, you start having the biting sensation, then you need to settle yourself down and just work the shoulder. And now same shoulder, go forward with it. Same action. Can you imagine that you're like a puppet and someone's holding the string, and as the arm goes, the elbow gets pulled up and then the shoulder gets slid down. Elbow up, shoulder down. Two more. Inhale, exhale. Did you settle yourself back in heavily to your toes? Release. Wipe the slate clean. Chin, neck, chest. Draw the ribs down. Draw the ribs down. Zip up. And now pull your body back. When you pull back, you should feel like your buns are so engaged to keep you back and really heavily connected with your big toes to the floor, right? Push the big toes down, load the heels, zip and tuck. Ready? Pick an arm, around it goes. The puppeteer, right, is saying, do more. The elbow draws up. Everything else about your arm is kind of floaty, right? From the wrist to the hand, right? Does that, like, for me, I get to look in the screen. Some of you have your mirror set up so you can kind of get a visual of yourself. Like you don't have to stand and watch me in the screen. If you have a mirror, put yourself in front of the mirror and just watch your body move. And now go the other way. Start with the like close position, right? Maybe it's you have to keep one hand kind of lightly touching your book, right? If you got too much movement going on and your hips aren't in the right spot, and as I move this right arm, I don't have any pain. It just feels very different than what my left arm was doing coming around the front, right? 2 more. Big sweep. All right. So we're still, how is this balance? It's not balance for the sake of, because we got both feet on the floor. It's book balance. So now we're going to do spatial tracking. Take your chin, turn, 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 turn. Turn some more. Turn some more. Squeeze your buns. Let your hips twist with you this time. So your trunk, shoulders, chest, hips, maybe even the knees are coming around a little bit, but your legs are straight. And the buns are so tight that you feel muscles along the sides of the quads working. The knees don't have any pain. The legs are stiff and they're fully active, and twist some more. And now unwind yourself. Whee! Twist around the other way. Find your stop point. Stabilize, zip and tuck. Are you pushing into your toes? Remember, your little helper is pulling your hips back. You're going to zip and tuck deeper, shoulders out of the ears, ribs locked down. As your head and shoulders twist further around, stiffen up the legs, squeeze the buns, twist further. Don't let your head stop the rotation, right? Nice and gentle. Unwind yourself. One arm is out. Well, I should say both arms is out. One is up, one is down. Twist. Twist. So now we don't need to stand still. Twist. On the hand that's doing palm rotation down, you're going to try to really turn it, and you're going to slide the shoulder down a little bit and really rotate. And on the up hand, you're going to really rotate the other way. So the up palm hand is going to be at a slightly higher angle than the down. And then turn them, let them change height levels, roll the thumb in, glide the shoulder down, turn the thumb back, right? And now that's your arm position. Walk around your space. One hand rolls up. It doesn't just go to palm up. You try to really turn the thumb. Both thumbs are twisting away from each other, like someone's pulling on your wrists. The high palm up is the elevated arm. If you have your mirror, go stand in front of it, twist, let the arms track in the space line, one high, one low. And I hope with the thumb down arm that you're feeling a really nice stretch through that bicep tendon and forearm. Okay, do one more each direction. Twist if you want to reset your movement, move around your space, belly to spine, twist. This is your last one. Maybe your arms are starting to get a little bit heavy. And now, can you take your arms, sweep them behind you? I'm going to rotate my body back. Okay. So sweep them open, thumbs turn back. As you release the arms, can you get them into an alternating crisscross pattern? Right. So what do I mean by that? We have this dominant arm, and it should feel awkward when you switch the crisscross pattern. Pull the shoulder blades back, open it up, switch the lead arm. All that means is, right, you're going to have your arms are going to alternate which one touches your waistline, and then the other one overlaps. And can you get hold of your elbow? Maybe that's the hard thing. And release. Put the other hand in the small of the back. Let the other arm mesh up. Can you grab hold of the elbow? Wow, that's intense. Release. One more. Right? Slide one arm into across the waistline. See where that hand is? Pull the other arm. The thumb is rotated down. Bring it across. Now, are you able to get both hands so that they're grabbing the elbows? Shoulders down, and you pause here for a moment. All right, just holding. Tick, tock, tick, tock. 5 more. 5, 4. Squeeze the buns. 3, 2. Release and relax. Release the arms. Grab your book. I don't know how far you got with being able to fold your arms back behind you. For so many people, that's really a huge challenge. Grabbing your towel, your Eric's pad just probably has too much density to it. So your towel is going to be the next best thing because it will compress a little bit. And I'm gonna, I've got my towel tri-folded, and then I'm gonna fold it again. And what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have my big toe working on the rounded part. So you may need we'll pull our stick into the equation. Whether it's your stick, the chair, the wall, the sofa, what are we doing with this? Okay. So we only need a little portion. I guess I'll do it this way. It's going to seem very odd, but you only want your big toe to be on the rolled up portion of your towel. And it's not even like, it's such an odd feeling, but this is addressing plantar fasciitis. Okay. So with your stick, all right, load the foot that's on the towel. The rest of your toes should be laying down on the floor. The big toe is the only one that's got a little prop up to it. Okay. Now, the trailing foot, we're going to get to use that initially until your body figures out what it's doing. But think heel lift, your stick or your wall or your chair or your sofa or your counter, whatever, because you do need some hand support. I want you to push yourself up, push, and down. Now, I know based on what my own body is doing is that my trailing foot is actually doing the majority of the work for me. It's stabilizing me on some level, but what we really need to do is get that foot off the floor so we're not cheating with it. And here's where you might find that the stick is not enough support. Push yourself up, heel lift, heel lift, heel lift, heel lift, heel lift, and down. My other foot came down as a means of trying to keep me balanced, right? But in an ideal world, this foot stays off the floor, push into the stick. I'm going to put the stick right in front of me as a press point since I'm not standing next to a wall. Push up. And even if your body teeters a little bit, you can go right back down and start again. Our big toe plays a huge role in the strength of our foot. So what happens is often our other toes are doing the job of what our big toe is supposed to do. And maybe it's just me, but as soon as I get to about a third to the half lift position, the muscle on the underside of my arch, right, really feels like it's working in this position. That's what's supposed to happen, and down. Do one more. The outer aspect of the muscles along this shin, right? Those are working too. So if I'm touching on any part of this that you go, yeah, okay, I can identify with that. Those are the things I feel. Here we go. Stiffen. This is your last one. Squeeze the bun. Bear down into whatever it is you're using as your balance. Push, 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 push. Try to get up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Whew. Walk it out. All right, other toe. I had somebody approach me yesterday at the pickleball court. He and I had played pickleball together like months ago and gotten into a conversation because, you know, he's now in his 50s and he was talking about having had some recently been experiencing some things in his knee that had never presented themselves before. And I was like, this is actually months ago. This is before I started dealing with my own little knee tweak. Set that toe up. Okay, let the other toes rest on the floor. It's not that the other toes aren't helping. It's just that the big toe has to finally do its job. And that's what makes this one so challenging. So use the trailing foot just to kind of let this foot realize what is going to happen to it. Pull up, whoo, and down. If it's just too hard when you totally eliminate the help of your other foot, if you can't like stabilize yourself, then go ahead and just keep your trailing foot down and you'll get a few extra repetitions, and probably because you'll be working at a slightly faster speed. So figure out your support. I'm going to angle my stick. I'm going to bear down into it. Pelvic tilt. Okay, here we go. Shoulders down, pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Now, keep it loaded, squeeze the quad, buns tight, and down. You can tell if you're at times really focused on yourself, and then you catch a glimpse of me and you see that I'm coming down and having to put my other foot down too to help me not fall out of my movement. This is not the way I normally train my calves, but I do realize when I saw this little tutorial on plantar fasciitis, and I hope you're just going to keep working with me, is that everything that the physical therapist was saying about how to treat plantar fasciitis, I don't have plantar fasciitis, but I looked at that and I said, I don't want to wait. I don't want to wait to train the foot and all of those muscles required, right? That are supposed to be strong and down, that kind of get a free ride in the course of our day. Pelvic tilt, right? Here we go. 2 more. So this is why I'm integrating it in, because we're starting now. There's no reason. Every time I get a new little piece of information that seems super relevant, right? Why not spend a minute or two? We're not going to do this every single workout, but every week we could spend a minute or two, because release and relax. If you feel anything like I feel, I am experiencing all through this lower portion of my leg fatigue, and all we did was about 5 repetitions. So, and then I think, if 5 little repetitions can give me that type of sensation, wow. Like, I think about everything I do all day. How could 5 little repetitions make me feel around that lower portion of the leg that intense sensation? So I hope you don't mind. I was listening to something the other day. So we're just going to get started again. All right. This is an alternating step over your stick. It could be your pillow. It could be your towel. It doesn't have to be a stick. But if you put your pillow down, I don't want either foot to step on your pillow. So like whatever you're using needs to have a pretty slim profile or you're not going to be able to clear it. Step back, switch feet, step over, pause. Step back, switch feet, over, pause. This is important. This pause is what we're doing the whole motion for. Step back, forward, pause. Every time we're in forward motion, we're in an alternating leg. Step back, step forward, pause. Back, up, pause. Two more. The forward motion isn't going to be the hard part. That's why we're starting with forward motion. Give me one more on each leg, okay? You're like, what is she talking about? You'll see. Stop. How do we do that in the reverse aspect? You're starting in front of your stick, and we're just gonna go, just start with me. Step up, step back, stay with me. Step up, step back, and pause. Go forward. Forward, step back and pause. Over the stick, behind the stick and pause. Forward, back and pause. You should feel like when you step back and I put you into pause, that is a much harder position to stop and command yourself from. Maybe it's just me. Pause. Now, some of my little antics here certainly don't help if your eyes on me. It doesn't help you. I do the antics. Some of it is generated because I'm trying to fight the balance too, but some of it is like created almost to represent maybe what your body might be doing. Two more each leg. Back and pause. Forward, back and pause. One more each leg. Forward, back and pause. Again, last time. Release, relax. Not too bad, right? How, I wonder, did you all do with the squats yesterday? We haven't done like sumo squats for a while. So I was hoping that the few little repetitions that we put in while we were picking up our dumbbell kind of was like an exciting aspect to our low impact and toning. Your stick, your chair, a wall, a door jamb, I don't know what you're going to need. But I will tell you that the more we prop ourselves up, the higher success rate we have, okay? So legs are nice and far apart. Bear down on the stick. Push the hips back. This is a, how do I say this? Since you have no idea what I'm getting ready to give you, just be prepared to experiment with how wide your feet are, what direction your toes are pointed, where the stick is, right? Because our bodies have a stop point. How much of your stick, where do you need to put the stick? So if the stick is out here, it's probably not going to leverage you enough. If you angle the stick through the legs, that becomes like I'm getting ready to ride a horse, right? Push down. It gives you, as long as your arms can hold you, it gives you this extra depth, and then push into the stick up. We're trying to take ourselves a little bit deeper than we could if we were just here doing air squats. So push the stick through, push it into the floor, bear down on it, find the right angle. It's the craziest thing. Like maybe you're actually touching the stick with the pelvis. Okay. Be okay with that. See this angle? My stick is out, it's on the floor. I've got this, I'm pressing my body into the stick. It's as if I've taken all the work off of my knees. My arms are helping me, and look how descended I am. I'm working, but I'm not in pain. Use your arms. push up. Whew. Mobility is joint function. The process of joint function means that your muscles are going to get some work happening there too. Feet, toes out. My knees are, my legs are quite far. I'll give you the frontal view. This is how wide my legs are, which is pretty wide. Okay. Got that good stick angle. Bear down, push the fanny back, right? As the fanny goes back in the chest, I've got it coming right through the middle. My stick is right through the middle of the chest. Whew. Wow. It's amazing. I'm free, totally freed up here. My arms are working, no doubt. Internal and external hip rotation. Maybe that doesn't feel good to you. Then stop here, but don't let your knees do this. Push those knees open, bear down in the stick, lean forward to get out of it. That's it. Release and relax. You're done with your stick. Maybe a little drink. Still trying to get this vinegar water down me today, Marlene. I don't know why some days I can stand over the sink, chug a lug it really good. And then other days it like takes me 2 hours to get it. Okay, with your mat and your stretch out strap, we're going down. I'm just going to keep my towel handy for my little head prop, right? All right. As you come down, you're going to loop one foot into your strap. We're going to be doing our little nerve glides. I love the nerve glide. All right, I look like I'm just really struggling to figure out how to get down. Don't worry about me, I'm coming. Okay. So get yourself settled in. One leg strapped, push the other leg out. We haven't started the nerve glide. We're just doing this nice swinging leg. The leg that's got the strap, slide your hands. As you hold that strap, don't get hung up with the arms high and close to your foot. I want the hands down by your trunk so that the elbows are relaxed. There's no stress in the neck and the shoulders. Okay. And now on this down sweeping leg, let it rest. Take your high leg, flexing and pointing and flexing and pointing. I dare say that the flat strap, right, like the yoga, the long yoga strap, probably feels more comfortable for this as your foot is moving, because it's a flat strap versus this round fabric here. So if you're getting some negative sensory input where your foot's being rubbed by the rope, I apologize, we're only going to do a few more. This is the beginning portion of the nerve glide, okay? And now we're going to diffuse some of the stretch, taking it into a different angle. Soften your knee. Let both legs actually relax and let your hips roll so that this banded leg is the high leg and the bottom leg bends just to take some of the pressure off and so that you can get your body relaxed. Opposite hand to the strapped leg. That's going to be the anchor hand. The leg is bent and the hand and the strap should be along the inside of that leg. Okay. Shoulders out of the ears. Take that leg, stretch it out, flex the foot. Soften the ankle, bend the leg, inhale. You can, if you feel more comfortable, pull the bottom leg up a little bit higher. That'll give you more hip stretch. So you have to decide. Sweep the leg, look at your foot, Flex the foot. Soften the ankle, soften the knee. And you want to know what's funny? Alexa just started talking. She's thinking I'm talking to her. I was somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where, because it was the funniest thing. Oh, I went to see my girlfriend on Tuesday, and she has her whole like house set up with Alexa too. And I walk in and I'm there for a little bit and she and I are talking, and then lo and behold, Alexa just starts having interjects into the conversation like the most odd thing, and she's looking at me like looking at the gadget, and I was like, it happens everywhere I go. like, like, she's like, that's never happened before. I'm like, it's because I'm here. So, and then this is your last one. Push it out, pause. Just let this hand that's got the strap, let this leg just be a dead weight. This arm is holding. Just feel that stretch, pull and open all of those outer hip muscles. Wow. Okay, you ready? So now keep the leg strapped. Move the strap to the other hand. Our whole body's going to have to take a little shift in order to get the quad stretch. So pick up your head, like start kind of getting your body more on its side, right? You do whatever you need to do with your bottom arm. Because of this mic, I have to prop my head in a certain way so it doesn't shut the mic off, but you're contorting your body the other way and seeing if you can get your arm to just bicep curl and then hook and drape over the shoulder and then zip and tuck through the belly. If you pick up your head and you look at your leg, this is really important. If your knee is sitting forward of your hip, you're going to be like, I don't understand what we're doing here. It's when this knee gets to slide back, when it'll reach a point where you'll be like, oh, now I feel this. What is also happening is that your bum is fired up, stabilizing you. I point this out to you as just a frame of reference for when I mention you can put your head down, right? Just so long as you keep holding your stretch. Every time I mention that, just because we're stretching doesn't mean that our body's relaxing. The part that's getting stretched, that's in its lengthening phase, but all of the rest of your parts that help get this muscle stretched are in isometric load. Pelvic tilt, push the knee back further. When you push the knee back further, zip and tuck deeper. Okay, here we go. Now, let the knees swing forward. Let your body relax. Don't worry about kicking the strap off unless it's already off, okay? I want you just nice and comfortable, your head propped, right? Whatever you have to do. Think shoulder circumduction. We're going to take our legs and we're going to draw them up a little bit tighter. Shoulder circumduction. Start with your little circle. You keep getting bigger circle until you figure out, do I need to scale the circle back because something doesn't feel right? If you're able to get your full open position, it might be that that hand gets to drag along the floor and then it's not, right? If you really want to be doing a bigger circle, but your shoulder is saying, stop it, then put your hand on the shoulder and let the elbow draw the circle. And maybe you'll get more out of your arm that way. Do about 2 or 3 more. Does it matter which way your circle's going? I kind of think it does, but at the end of the day, regardless of which direction your circle is going, you still end up in a fully opened stretch at some point, regardless of which way you're working your circle. So let's not get hung up on that. And now release and relax. Push yourself up, offset the legs, help yourself up. Just because we have time and now your body is really warm, what if we did a second round of our 90-90 stretch? Okay. Yes, let's do that. Just get your strap out of the way. Look at your legs. Don't even worry about getting your Airex pad or your extra pillow. Just open yourself up to your 90. Now that your body has had a little bit of warming, right? Now is when you might get your adjustment if it's going to happen. So look at your legs, or is your body in like this collapsed C curve with the back knee lifted off the floor? Use your hands, push yourself up, get that knee to press down, twist your shoulders towards the front leg, prop and drive your body forward. Here we go. I'm not even going to put my arm up. I'm going to grab my foot. I'm going to keep adjusting the bottom arm. What we're trying to do is to slide our trunk this way, that way. Okay. And now forward you go. There's little nuances. Pelvic tilt, right? Just kind of articulate through the lumbar, because these little facets, it's an odd thing when they adjust. There's no pain with an adjustment, and sometimes an adjustment comes out of nowhere from the most peculiar angle, right? And then you're like, oh, that's what she's talking about, right? Those are your facets going, wow, I'm freeing up, and release. Okay. So we're not going to do the 90 on the other side until we get the leg into its flossing. Okay, so here we go. Since I wasn't specific, maybe you weren't mirroring me and you already did, you did the leg that hadn't been flossed yet. Maybe you just had that leg back because I didn't get the information out enough. Don't worry about it. Okay, so you're going to leg number 2. Where are we starting? We're starting on our back. We're starting with the leg high, and the other leg is in swing motion. When that swing leg starts getting close to the floor, say hello to your hamstring on the high leg, right? This is what I think is really funny, is we have this big, heavy limb doing all this work, and yet you're not even thinking about how hard this leg is working because you're receiving such a phenomenal stretch on the other side where that's all your attention is hopefully drawn to. But yeah, I'm sneakily incorporating some ab work, and that's what this leg is doing. And now we're going to stretch. Let the leg relax. Hold the other leg up. Pointing and flexing. Point and flex. If your leg is buckled at the knee, then you're missing out on some of your stretch. Okay. So there's 2 aspects of this. If when you straighten your leg, the dominant feeling is right behind the knee, then you need to release and let some of the strap line out a little bit so that your leg angle can change so that that diminishes. All right. That is foremost. I'm going to pull my leg back up to a more vertical line. There we go. A couple more. Because we don't have to be locked out, but I want to make sure that you're getting some stretch in the hamstring and some stretch in the calf and no strain behind the knee. One of the biggest things is for us to not strain at the insertion point. So knowing that the hamstring and the calf, they kind of tie in behind the knee, that's a really important part for us to take note of and go, oh, I feel it there. And I want to make sure I protect that area. Now soften the leg, let the other leg soften. You're going to kind of get on your side roll, right? Get comfortably on your side, nice and clean. Opposite hand is holding the strap. The leg is bent, right? The foot is soft and gentle. The arm is on the inside of, or the underside of that leg. Push it out, rock the foot to flexed. Hinge, flexing the foot. Release, inhale. Push, glide, exhale. Now, my far shoulder is opened up. The arm is fully extended. I have my upper back is actually flush. It's flat to the floor. But if your shoulder is cocked up and you're more on your side like this, that's not a problem. You're getting very isolated in the hip. But if your shoulder can handle more and you can stop for a second and kind of square your upper body line without straining that far shoulder, you can benefit more. Here we go. A couple more of these, and then we're going to go into the quad stretch. Push, push, push. Do one more. So as we come back out of this straight leg into our bent position, that far arm is going to take the strap. We're going to realize that we can't just pull the foot back because the whole rest of our body is wrong. So take a moment, get more cleanly on your side, and then rock the foot back, drape the strap over the shoulder, pelvic tilting. Pick up your head. You're going to reference your body before you settle in. If your knee is forward of your hip, no stretch is going to happen. Push the leg back. Pelvic tilt. All right, zip and tuck. So we have two more things that we're doing, right? We're going to hold this for a moment. The last two things are our shoulder circumduction and then our 90-90 sit, and then we're done. So the more you can pelvic tilt, get your bun tight without letting that knee creep forward, that's where your full stretch is. Here we are. Find it. How do you, maybe you need to add the bottom leg to get a little deeper into the stretch. Going deeper isn't necessary if what you're feeling now is enough. You get to decide, and then release, relax. Okay, you ready? Whatever the strap wants to do, both legs are tucked up. You're in this comfortable head resting position. The high arm goes through its circles, whatever direction you want to take it. There we go. Open it out. You're changing how bent your arm needs to be to accommodate any discomfort in the shoulder. When you open up, let your body turn, trying to get your shoulders just expanded. And we're going to stop. Do your circle the other way, a couple of those. Start tight, bigger, bigger. Does the hand get to drag along the floor? I had a guy at pickleball. He's a really skilled player. He offers these skill drill classes, and he runs them every day. Like, he plays hours of pickleball every day. And then he also offers these skill drills. This is your last one. And we were talking, and he's like, yeah. He's like, I don't really believe in stretching. Release and relax. I mean, imagine someone saying that to me. Anyway, he did. And I was like, are you just trying to pick a fight? So, okay, you've been on your side, you're seated, Is this the way you went into your 90-90 stretch on your last side? I hope so. But if you didn't, swing your legs around to the other side. Get clean. All right, push up. And then I got to thinking, he's like, I believe in warming up. He's like, but I don't really see the value in stretching. And it made me think, like, I didn't truly feel like he was challenging me, but it made me challenge my own disposition on why am I so convicted about stretching, mobility, all of that, push. And so I got to thinking, and because I've been pondering this for days, I thought, because I read a lot of stuff and some stuff says like, stretching is overrated. But then what I know about strength, here we go, push, is that our true limits of strength come from being able to tap into the entire length of the muscle. So some people are only strong in the aspect of where their muscle flexibility is. But when your muscle shortens, your strength is also decreased. So I wasn't able to get those words out to him like in that immediate statement that he threw to me. But I thought, like, this is really release and relax. If you can stay for one more thing, okay, you can put yourself with legs out. You can sit in your chair if you want to. I'm going to go into crisscrossed ankles. And this is our little neck stretch. Your body is as limber as it's going to be probably for the rest of your day. So we're going to take advantage of just stretching these like scalings here, okay? It's called the sternocleidomastoid. I want you to relax, okay? Your head is going to gently tip to one side. The really important thing is to feel like if you had the book on your head, right? How much taller would you be sitting in order to keep the book resting on your head? Now, I realize our head is cocked to the side, but if your book was actually resting here, right, you wouldn't be able to keep it on you if your spine was collapsed. So sit up. You're going to take your hands. The hands are going to do like this, kind of like this, but you're going to pull, like your fingers are actually going to draw the skin and pull down till you get to the clavicle. Do it again from the jawline. Like let the fingers kind of help that jaw back and then slide it down and just pull. Let the hand spread, pull. Now, anchor your hands, raise the chin more. There it is, right there. And then gently release the head. Whew. Ready? Maybe if you're like this, switch the crisscross leg. If your legs are out in front of you, shake them out a little bit, reset your body, right? All right, sit up. Tip the head to the other side. This one doesn't go as far for me today. As I was like waking myself up during my sleep last night, I felt like I was like laying on my pillow wrong. Sure enough, I'm referencing that right now. So what are you going to do? You're going to let your jaw have a little bit of an updraw. Fingers get tactile. Like you've got little suction cups on your fingers and you're just drawing it down. Stabilize right below the clavicles. And then release, do it again. Reset the hips. Here we go. Jawline is up. Fingers are sliding down. Wow, are you sensitive at all? Oh, this is a side. It feels like I just need to work this right here. Okay, but I'm not gonna. I'll do that on my time. Pull down. See if you can gently Tip the jawline up a little bit higher. Close the jaw. Easy does it. That is massive stretch right there. So take your time, get yourself up. It might be that it's not the front of your neck that needed the stretch. Maybe it's the back side. So if that's the case, stay for an extra second, like tip your head over, draw your chin to the chest. You know, so often when you're actually in a little glitch, is that the glitch is going to work its way out on its time. So that's all I can leave you with. I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next week, right?